Alright, so I just showed you the frontal view and also the 45-degree angle of the head. And now I'm going to be using this photo that's attached into your handouts, and I'm going to show you how to create this funny angle of the head. Not straight, but it's going to be a little bit of chin up. So this picture is a really good example of like using this generic information of that robot head to create this different angle. When you see the chin up, that means that you will see a little more bottom of the nose playing, and also there's a little perspective going on right over here. So this 1/3 and 1/3 part is not gonna be exactly the equal length, but it's gonna be in a little more perspective, which means that the bottom of the nose to the chin is gonna be maybe a little bit longer than the forehead area. So let's draw this one together. If you need to, what I recommend is to directly create this first step, this ghosting and the cross directly onto this picture that I sent you. Cranium is the top of the head to the bottom of the nose, right over here. So the ghosting should be happening here first. And in this picture, she's just not putting the chin up a little bit, but the angle is a little bit tilted on this side, right? It's like a little diagonal angle. So this one you can also do the angle, the straight line going this way. And the curve of that middle line, which is the eyebrow, that's gonna be coming, it's gonna be creating a lot of nice cross contour lines going like this. So this is the first step. So yeah, if you need to directly draw those directional line into the handouts, yeah, please go ahead and do this, because that's gonna definitely help you to find out the right angle. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the ghosting. And now the next part is the cross. So I'm gonna make it a little bit tilted. And the side, the eyebrow line is gonna be really curved up, because the chin up angle is gonna make this line also curve up as well. So it's gonna start from here. And the next part is to chop the side. Actually, for that looked up view, you can just follow this hairline. And in this picture, you can see how the hairline is going this way. And it just simply because of the perspective, that's creating another diagonal line. So take a look at the picture. And now we're gonna create the chop for the side plane. Alright, and the next part is to create the 1/3, 1/3, and the 1/3 line. And again, because of the perspective, maybe the forehead is gonna be slightly smaller, just like you can see right over here. So we have the ghosting circle to the middle line. So that's 1/3 right here. And then now we're gonna create the bottom of the nose. That's gonna be somewhere over here. Just keep that curve happening. One-third. And the bottom of the nose to the chin is gonna be a much bigger proportion. When you look at it, like right here, you can just kind of take this, fingers and make, like you can kind of easily find out how big this is gonna be. 1/3, 1/3, and I'm just gonna make this chin slightly bigger. So now in this sketch, you can see how the proportion gets bigger and bigger towards the bottom, and it just because we have the perspective going up this way. The forehead, it's gonna be naturally much smaller shape. And then let's create the glabella. It's gonna be exactly the same basically, but I would also make the bottom part a little bit curvier so that it's gonna fit into this entire curvature that you have. The eyebrow, we still have the mountain form. peak. And then the next part is to create the nose. So this picture, you can definitely see more of the bottom of the nose plane. So let's just simply start with the nasal, the top, the bridge of the nose. And then I'm just gonna create this big triangle form right here for the bottom of the nose. And the side planes, we can see tiny bit, so let me just add it a little bit. There, so the bottom plane, you can see even more. Let me just make it shaded too. So yeah, once you start following this curvy line, the first stage that we create, then you can naturally create this like interesting like chin up angle. So now you can see this angle, and now you can also see how this first step is very important to create the angle too, right? All right, let's get the eyeball. In this picture, it looks like the eyelid is coming down lower because she's looking down also. We're just doing a sphere for the eyeball, so you can just leave it as it's kind of funny, but it's okay. The next part is to create the shading of the eye socket. And then we are going to create the lips. So now you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you look at the upper lip in this picture, the upper lip tone is much darker than the bottom lip, right? The bottom lip is, it receives more light, so it's much lighter. And you can see this nice cast shadow that's happening from the bottom lip. The line of the lip is also gonna be curved just like this. And the corner of the lip is gonna be the inner line of the iris, so you can just do the line like that if you need to. The upper lip is gonna be darker, so I'm just gonna shade it. Skip the bottom lip. I'm gonna add the cast shadow of the lower lip, and it's just gonna be like this. And then we are going to create the jawline. So the jawline you can see very clear in this picture, but the weird thing is that because of the chin up angle, you can see the bottom right here. We see the bottom plane of the chin. So that's something I have to create in this picture. But the side, you can see really nicely. So let's just start from here. So the first is, of course, this first diagonal angle that goes down like this. And then bring it down to the chin. And this chin also already has this nice curve right here, right? Because that's what we were following for this ghosting sketching part. Here is gonna be the bottom plane. That's gonna be a little more shaded. Then we are going to add the ear. So the ear location is always the same. It's always in between this brow line to the nose area. When you look at it from the straight view, it's always sitting over here, but looking up angle, look. So now the ear is gonna go much lower like this. So you can just use this eyebrow line to the bottom nose line. Bottom of the nose line, extend the line over here, and that's where the ear is supposed to be. Like this. And then now we're just gonna start adding more shading. So you can start doing the cheek bone highlights over here. Go ahead and swing, and yeah, you can see the nice shading happening on her cheek right over here. So you can just take a look at the picture and make sure that it's nice and symmetrical. Create the shading. And the temporal, this side, you can do this top part to the peak of the brow, and that's where you can kind of see this darker tones of the forehead. Shade it, and that's it. And then you're just gonna finish the shape of the head, shape of the skull, or the hair. You don't really have to do the hair, but just finish up with the shape of the skull. And then you're gonna add the neck, cylinder, and that's it. So this is how you create the different angle of the head. So we were doing the curve up for this 1/3 angles, but if you see that person looking down, then that's gonna be downward curve. Okay, so this is it for today's lecture. And for the assignment, please take a look at the handouts that I sent you. There are 10 images of the model head doing this angle, that angle, all the different angles. So what I want you to do is to create this robot head following those photos. Understanding the subtle angle of the head is going to be very tricky, so that's what I'm going to be looking at specifically for this assignment. If it's necessary, then you can just go ahead and draw those guidelines. You can directly just draw this robot head right on the picture so that you can transfer it onto the picture. That's totally fine with me. That's going to help you to do understand more facial planes. And please don't hesitate to send me the work in progress picture also. Alright, so good luck with your robot head assignment. Bye.